July 30th, 1975. A powerful man enters a Detroit restaurant, waiting for a meeting with the mafia. Hours later, he vanishes without a trace. His body has never been found. His killers have never been caught. And nearly 50 years later, the question remains: what happened to Jimmy Hoffa? To understand why Hoffa's disappearance shook America, you first need to understand who he was. Born in 1913, Hoffa grew up poor, working hard jobs from a young age. By his early 20s, he became deeply involved in labor organizing, fighting for workers' rights during a time of corruption and exploitation. He rose through the ranks of the Teamsters Union, eventually becoming its president in 1957. Under his leadership, the Teamsters grew into one of the most powerful unions in the country, representing over 2 million truck drivers and workers. Hoffa negotiated contracts that changed lives, securing better pay and safer conditions. But power came with a price. To keep the Teamsters strong, Hoffa struck deals with organized crime. The mob had money and influence, and Hoffa needed both. For years, this partnership worked, but it also tied his name forever to the underworld. By the 1960s, Hoffa's influence was unrivaled, but so was the scrutiny. The FBI, led by Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy, targeted Hoffa relentlessly. Kennedy believed Hoffa was corrupt and made it his mission to put him behind bars. After years of investigations, Hoffa was finally convicted of jury tampering, fraud, and conspiracy. In 1967, he began serving a 13-year prison sentence. But Hoffa wasn't done. He plotted his comeback, promising that once he was free, he'd reclaim leadership of the Teamsters. That plan, however, would set the stage for his downfall. On July 30th, 1975, Hoffa left his home in Lake Orion, Michigan. He told his wife, Josephine, that he was meeting 2 men for lunch at the Machus Red Fox restaurant in Detroit: Anthony Giacalone, a Detroit mob boss, and Anthony Provenzano, a New Jersey Teamster official with mafia ties. The meeting, he said, was to settle disputes and secure support for his return to power. At around 2:45 p.m., Hoffa was seen waiting in the parking lot. Witnesses remember him pacing, checking his watch, growing frustrated. By 3:30, he was gone. His car, a green Pontiac, was later found in the restaurant lot. But Hoffa himself vanished. News of Hoffa's disappearance spread instantly. The FBI launched one of the largest investigations in its history. They interviewed hundreds, searched fields, dug up land, even drained lakes. But no body was ever found. Over the years, tips poured in. Some claimed Hoffa was buried beneath a football stadium. Others swore he was hidden inside a car that had been crushed into scrap metal. Each lead ended the same way: with nothing. So what really happened to Hoffa? There are several leading theories. The mafia hit. Many believe Hoffa was killed by the mob. His attempt to retake power threatened mob control of the union's pension funds, worth billions. According to this theory, Hoffa was lured to the meeting, murdered, and his body destroyed to erase all evidence. The concrete burial. Another theory suggests Hoffa was buried beneath construction projects, most famously under the old Giant Stadium in New Jersey. The idea became so popular that it entered American pop culture, but FBI searches found no trace. Government involvement. Some argue Hoffa knew too much, and that the FBI or CIA played a role. If Hoffa was silenced, it was to protect secrets bigger than the Teamsters themselves. Nearly 50 years later, Hoffa's fate is still unknown. His disappearance remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history. Was he betrayed by the mafia he once allied with? Did the government cover up the truth? Or does his body lie hidden in a place no one will ever find? What's certain is this: Jimmy Hoffa's story is more than a mystery. It's a tale of power, corruption, and ambition. And as long as questions remain unanswered, the legend of Hoffa will live on.